nutritionist, author, researcher, and a guy who cares. And my share today is about this thing called dichotomous thinking. Now, oftentimes when people are wanting to lose weight, a lot of the focus and emphasis is on what you eat, how often you eat, how much you eat, the restrictions around the way you eat, how active you are. Are you getting active? Are you exercising 3 days a week, 5 days a week, every day, 2 days? But very rarely do we take a moment and look at the psychology around losing weight. And dichotomous thinking is one of three key terms that does not get enough attention because it can interfere with your ability to see the opportunities of being successful. So, here's an example of what I mean by dichotomous thinking. Let's say that I invited you over to my house. You walk into the house, and let's say that you have dichotomous thinking. And I look at you and I say, hey, I love chocolate milk. Dichotomous thinking, your mind would go to a place where you would just assume that I don't like white milk because I said I love chocolate milk. So it's like an all or nothing. It's a black or white type of situation. And this happens a lot in the world of coaching, right? So when I train coaches to work with clients like yourself, we are aware of this, and so we are able to help navigate a person around this and help put them in a better position where they don't fall prey to dichotomous thinking. So let me give you an example, right? Because I coach people, right? So if you were my client, and let's say that each week, for like 4 weeks, you have stepped on the scale and it's barely moved, or it hasn't moved at all, or maybe you've gained weight, or you just can't get your mind wrapped around eating and sticking with the program, and the holidays are here, and you start in your mind, dichotomous thinking, you start looking at, we got this party coming up, we got this stuff, it's just going to be a headache. I got like too much. This is just like, then they want to go to this party and people dropping off brownies, and this is just not a good time of year for me to get this. Well, one, that is also a sign of someone with a diet mentality, which is fine, because we can break a diet mentality. But the dichotomous thinking can take place in a coaching session, and it goes something like this: we get on the phone, and you're not feeling good about your progress. You're not making progress, in your opinion, and so you go, Robert, I'm gonna take a break from coaching. And I go, okay, so what's going on? They go, well, I feel like I'm wasting your time. Now, there's dichotomous thinking in that, but they're also redirecting, and they are not wanting to take responsibility for their situation. And so they put it on you. And by saying, I don't want to waste your time, that kind of like black or white, um, that redirection is taking place, makes it okay for them to then give up. Or they won't even see it that way. They just stop, go on pause, go on hold. Well, number one, as a coach, if I'm coaching someone and they're not making progress, they can't waste my time. That is not even possible. How can you can't waste my time? This is all about you. Where you're falling short is that you don't know how to be coached. And when you don't know how to be coached, that can interfere with your ability on how to best use a coach, right? So I have one of my clients was telling me, I said, hey, we need to have a session because I saw this person starting to gain their weight back, and I hadn't been coaching them. And they said, well, let's wait until after the holidays. Again, that's a diet mentality. That's dichotomous thinking. And what they're doing is like they know that they are not wanting to take responsibility at this moment. Or they are thinking, you know what, let me lose some weight because he's going to see that I've gained some weight back. And so they start playing these emotional games with themselves, and it interferes with their ability to to dial in, get locked in mentally, so that they can succeed. Because if you followed me or know my work over the years, it's not about restriction or deprivation. It's about education and learning how to eat foods, all foods, in combinations and in ways where you can improve your health and you can be successful. Now, what I've also seen over the years is that many of these people will gain all of their weight back. And some of you who are catching this live or the replay, you're one of those people, and that's okay. It happens to the best of us. But the day does come when you wake up and you say, okay, here is my reality. It's not a wanted reality. It is my reality. And I'm not going to go through this anymore, right? I'm not going to be that person who every 6 months they're on a mission to lose 10 pounds. Hey, I'm going to lose some weight now. And you on Facebook, I don't know if they realize it, but a lot of these people, we're paying attention and we're watching them lose the same 10 pounds, 2, 3, 4 times a year. And that's because they are playing games with themselves. And because they are locked into dichotomous thinking, it makes it very difficult for them to break a diet mentality and to engage. So when you're being coached, you don't tell your coach that you feel like you're wasting their time. Don't ever say that. Okay. Take responsibility. And instead, saying that, say, hey, coach, I'm having a hard time getting motivated. Hey, coach, man, I am really having a tough time getting some momentum. Hey, coach. And then when you have a coach who is an expert in the space, you don't have to guess. And now you can go to your coach and together, when you have a coach, that means you're working together. There is a collaboration and you have an expert in their space that is then going to help you. You don't have to be motivated every week. You don't have to lose weight every week to benefit from having a coach. I have clients that I have been coaching over 20 years. I still coach them. Am I coaching them just on how to make a fat burning meal, how to make a fat burning snack? No, there's an accountability at play and we can be successful. So everyone can be successful, but don't get in your own way. Do the best that you can with whatever your situation is. And if you do have a coach, then utilize the skill set, the knowledge, experience of that coach to help you not slide back or to look at yourself as though you're not being successful or to put yourself in a position where you can't win, where you give up on yourself. That does not feel good, even if you don't acknowledge it out loud, because when you give up on yourself, there's some negative responses that take place inside of our bodies. And that's not good for anyone. And we don't want to lower your self-esteem. So grab the bull by the horns. You don't have to be perfect, right? Again, that's dichotomous thinking tends to get a lot of people that fall prey to perfection. But, be kind to yourself and challenge yourself when you start to have this kind of thinking. It doesn't have to be black or white. There could be a gray area. Then you start bringing in this thing called critical thinking. And when you do that, it doesn't put you in a position where you get stuck. It helps you be able to see opportunities because you're now looking through the lens of evaluation instead of judgment. And unfortunately, most people are looking through the lens of judgment. And that's why so many people have a tough time mentally getting in the right mindset to be successful. And a lot of those people will jump from one diet to the next because they never got the mindset right. And with those kind of people, again, it's not just knowing what to eat, how much to eat, when to exercise, how often exercise. To transition and get to that place where you complete a transformation, it helps to have someone that you can go back and forth with. And that's why I love it when someone tells me, you know what, I have a hard time going to the gym, so I'm going to get a trainer. Perfect. Built-in accountability. I know people who have had the same trainer for years. And many of them have not even lost weight. They look the exact same. And you wonder why they're spending $400 a month on a trainer. Well, if they didn't have that trainer, they probably wouldn't even go. So having that trainer makes it all possible for them to keep themselves on track to at least get in there. So trainer, coach, doctor, someone who has an expertise that you don't have that can help you stay accountable and on track to be successful. Thank you for your time. If you guys catch me on YouTube, please share and like and let other people know about what we're doing. And if you have questions, email me. Give me some ideas, some topics, suggestions to speak on that you believe would not just help you, but could help other people as well. Again, I'm